I'm just going to give it a few minutes, wait till I get a couple of crafter eyes, and then we'll get started. Okay. Hi guys, just give me like a few more minutes. I'm gonna try to Okay. Good morning, or in this case, good afternoon, crafters. Hi, Julie. Hi, Melissa. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to get started. But before I do, any product and or companies that I mentioned throughout this tutorial, I'm not a paid affiliate. This is all just personal product that I'd like to use. I believe I am going to try to save this to live and then put it on the YouTube channel, but I'm not sure yet. So it's been a while, you guys. Hi, Chuchi. Hi, Christy. Hello. Hi, Dawn. Good morning. Good afternoon. So I'm going to demonstrate how I make the Mangonadas. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody has ever had one, but they are so bomb.com. You guys don't even know. Like, I'm all about spice and chili. Like, anything I eat, it's got to have like crazy amount of chili. And then when you mix like mango and like chamoy sauce and like tajin and lemon, it's like, oh my god, my mouth's just like watering right now. So yes, during this live feed, just let it be known I will be talking about food, because one, I haven't even eaten yet, and two, I freaking love Mangonadas. I can eat them like every day. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to grab your cup, your keychain cup, and wow, I grabbed everything but my dome lid. Give me a second. Well, that's kind of dumb. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Okay. Okay, sorry. Hello. Hi, Loretta. Yay, your first live. Hi. Hello, Cheryl. Hi, Diana. I'm so happy. I feel like it's been forever since I've done a live. So, anywho, you're gonna grab your do-it-yourself mini cup keychain, and you can find these on www.creepsakesshop.com. We have them available for $1.25 each, or you can buy 10 for $10. And the ones that we have actually come with the hole and then a white straw. But I have a defective lid with no hole, so I'm going to use this one. So there's that. So you want to get your cup. And it also comes with keychain hardware too. Hello, Sonia. Hi. Okay, so I already kind of pre-started just because these do take a little bit of time. I already have one already made. So basically what you're going to need is some kind of epoxy. I'm going to be using UV resin. I'm going to be using art resin. And I will list everything after this live feed is done. That way you guys have like all the material that I used for this live feed. So you're going to have some kind of epoxy. You're going to need some yellow Sculpey. Why do I feel like I'm out of breath? Holy moly. You're going to need yellow Sculpey clay, polymer clay. You're also going to need two kinds of color paint. In this case, I'm using the Apple Barrel brand, and I'm using yellow, and then the Flamenco red. So this is what I'm going to be using. You also need a razor blade and some kind of parchment paper or wax paper. In this case, I'm using wax paper. Hi, Brenda. Hello. Hi, Dawn. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is I've already mixed my resin, and I've made 30 milliliters. And you want to let your resin, I keep calling it resin because I'm so used to working with UV resin. You want to let your epoxy sit for some time. And in this case, it's been sitting for 15 minutes. If you can let it sit just a little bit longer, you want it to thicken up. And the reason being is when you do your 2 layers, you want to be able to have some kind of red down below, and then you want the majority of this to be yellow. So like in this one, in this case, see how it's like kind of red and then yellow. Okay, so you do want your epoxy to thicken up just a little bit. So while we're letting this thicken up, you want to prep your little mango slices. And pretty much you're just going to grab some of your yellow clay. And I'm going to sit down so I won't be able to see anybody's comments at the moment. So let me sit. So just hold on to your comments, please. And then basically all you're going to do is you're just going to slice. It's really very, very simple. Like here I have like a, I don't know, funky little shape. It doesn't matter. And you're just going to cut your slices. I like to do it on the parchment paper or your wax paper just because it's going to be easier to transfer your slices over onto your cookie sheet. And when you're baking and using a cookie sheet, make sure that that cookie sheet is permanently for polymer clay. Don't use it and then go and bake cookies afterwards just because of the chemicals and toxins or whatever that are in the clay. So make sure you have a cookie sheet specifically for your polymer clay. So all I'm going to do is just cut just little slices. There's no right or wrong way to cut little mango slices. You know what? What color is this? Sorry guys, I can't even tell you what color this is. I was just thinking about what color yellow is this. But it doesn't say on there. And if it did, it's rubbed off. So I'm just gonna whip through this really quickly. These are really super easy to make. They're not hard at all. They're fun, they're cute. You can add all kinds of your own little decals to them. In this case, I did a little heart Sudaka themed sticker. Oh my god, I want a Mangonadas, I'll bet. There's this place here where I live. It's called Frutas Locas. And it is so bomb. Like, they have, like, Mangonadas. They have, like, it's a Mangonada, but they add freaking fresh squeezed orange juice into it. So it's like a drink. And then after you drink it, you get to eat, like, all the mango and stuff like that. It is so good. And they have it, like, you can get it, like, not spicy or spicy. I get that thing, like, extra spicy. It's so spicy, it burns the crap out of my stomach. But I don't care. I will suffer through it because I want the spice and it's so good. So I just like suffer through it, but I don't care. It's worth it for me, to me. And then they do like cucumber and watermelon, and then they have like strawberries, and it's just nothing but like fruit. Oh, and then they have like chicharron chips, and then they put like, you could put like mango slices over it, and then they put like the chamoy sauce and lemon. Oh my god, it's so bomb. Sorry guys. I told you I was gonna talk about food when making this. Like, I can't help it. Every time I make these little cups, that's all I think about. It's so good. So I'm just gonna keep continuing to cut these little pieces. I'm gonna try to do this as quickly as possible because I don't want to keep you guys long. But yeah, that place is bomb. It's a little pricey, but it's so worth it because when I cut real mango, like, I cannot cut it. Like, I end up wasting half of it. I suck at cutting mango. Okay, so let me just bring this up close so you guys can see. They're just little bitty pieces. There's no wrong or right way to cut it, okay? Hi, Myra. Hello, hello. I'm so bad with patience. I can never let epoxy sit for us. I know, I'm the same way too. So pretty much, so these are your little mango slices, okay? So once you're done cutting your mango slices, you're going to bake them at 275 for 15 minutes. And I already did that prior to the live. So this is what they look like. They're all hard, ready to go. Okay. I'll put that off to the side. So now that you let your epoxy sit, you kind of want to let it sit for like 20 minutes or so. You just want it to thicken up. And if you're impatient like me, sometimes I don't. and that's not working. So let me grab, I don't worry too much about bubble popping, just because it's a Mangonada. And it's okay if it has bubbles, you know? So let me go ahead and put this off to the side so I have more room to work with. So you're just going to grab your cup and you're going to grab your paints. Let me move my razor blade off to the side. I miss living near the city. We moved to a non-diverse town an hour away from the city. You're making me miss it. Oh, Diana, I'm sorry. I'll have one for you, girl. Okay. So I'm going to start off with red. And I think this is a teaspoon of epoxy, just because you don't need a lot of the red. I tend to use a lot more of the yellow, and then I have a tablespoon off to the side. So you're just going to take your paint, and you don't need much because you want it to be clear. You want it to be transparent. You don't want it to be too rich and too dark looking. So I just dipped it, my popsicle stick. And you're just going to pretty much just dye your epoxy. You don't need much. You want it to look like chamoy sauce. And chamoy sauce is like liquid tahini, I guess is the best way to put it. And you just want it to have like a transparency look. You don't want it to be like rich and thick looking. See? My God, this totally looks like chamoy sauce. I should have ate breakfast before this live. That's all you need for the red. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to your yellow. Again, I'm just gonna dip my popsicle stick, and I'm just gonna mix it in. Oh my God, this looks like freaking mango sauce. I'm hungry. I should have ate. I'm sorry, guys. And that's pretty much it. Okay. You don't need much paint. You don't want to overdo it. Like, I kind of feel like this is a little dark for me, so I may add just a little bit more epoxy. We'll just play that one by ear, just to lighten it up. But with these, like I said, you cannot go wrong with these, you guys. Like, if you look at pictures, like the best way when you want to make something like this, like if you want to do like a strawberry themed one, I don't know, any kind of flavor, look at actual pictures of how they look, just to help inspire you and get an idea of what they look like. And then you just go based off of that. But when you look at these kinds of little desserts or little treats, they're not perfect, and not every single one looks alike. So don't stress yourself out, you know what I mean? Like, these are completely two different ones. And when you look at the Mangonadas online, they all look different, you know? So you can't go wrong with it. So it's really stress-free. It's a chill little project, you know what I mean? Have fun with it. So now, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down so I won't be able to see, right? It looks so good. I'm going to sit down so I won't be able to see anybody's comments. And I'm just going to pour into the cup. I'm not going to use it all because I do want to save some off to the side, and I'll tell you guys why in a little bit. So then pretty much that's how much I have, like probably like a quarter filled, okay? And then I'm going to take my yellow. Now this is why I recommend that you wait for your epoxy to thicken up, because when you pour your yellow in, it's going to sink and mix into the red. So if you really want to have like a solid layer, really let your epoxy thicken up, okay? But in this case, I'm not going to worry about it. And you're just going to pour your yellow in all the way to the top. Okay, all the way to the top. I don't want to move it too much because it's going to overflow, but I like to take it all the way to the brim. That way I have a solid form to work on. And then because it's solid and I want some mixture in there, I'm just going to grab a toothpick when I can find one. Oh my God, where's my toothpicks? Here they go. I'm just going to grab a toothpick and I'm just going to kind of push some of that yellow down onto the sides. I know it's hard. You guys won't be able to see, but I'm literally just pushing some of it and kind of mixing it just to give it some mixture. So it's not just like two solid pieces. And I'll show you, hopefully I can show you guys. I'll move my camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me see if I can do it now. Okay. Close your eyes. I don't want anybody to get motion sickness, and I'll let you know when to open them because I'm going to move my camera. And let's see. Perfect. So basically, I'm just taking my toothpick and I'm pushing it down just to get some mixture, just to kind of break up that straight line. I hope this makes sense. And you're just going to do this until you achieve the look that you want. I usually take my time with this and just kind of, you know, play with it. You can swirl it, mix it a little bit if you want. Just to break it up. If you want, you can also add little mango slices to the bottom, which I show you right now is what I kind of did here. I don't know if you guys can see very little, you can see it. You can do that. I recommend if you're going to add mango slices, you can do it before, but I like to kind of do it when it starts to really thicken up, just because when you place your mango pieces in there, you know they're not going to move around. They're pretty much just going to be solid and in its place. And then you just move it. Just break up so you don't have like a straight line. See how it's starting to mix? But you still have two separate colors. So I'm kind of happy with that. Hi, Crystal. Okay. So now that that's done, you're now going to let this sit, right? You're going to let it cure. It takes 24 hours to cure. I'm going to move this off to the side. I'm going to flip my camera again, you guys, and I'm going to move it so we can go back to the original position of the camera. So I apologize. I hope nobody gets motion sickness because I know I do. And awesome. Okay. So now that we're back, let me close this up so my paint doesn't dry. Hopefully that helps on how I mix the Mangonadas together, or the two colors together, but you still want to have, like, you know, a lot of the yellow showing and red, but then kind of have a little bit of that orangey mix in there as well. So while you're letting your cup cure and settle, you can now work on your mango slices. So remember, we cut them up. We baked them at 275 for 15 minutes. And then I'm going to take my leftover epoxy here, okay? And typically you want to do this while this is really starting to settle in and harden. Sorry, I got like a little itch here. You're going to take your leftover and you're just going to kind of drizzle it onto your faux mango slices. Okay. You can do a lot, you can do a little. It is completely up to you. There's no wrong or right way. Some people don't even like chamoy sauce. I'm all about the extra. Now, I really wanted to create that realistic look, so I straight out busted out my big old bottle of tahini, and I just sprinkle some on top. If I had an apple right now, I'd totally pour this on there too and eat it. I literally just pour some on there. some people are like, oh my god, that's totally gross, you're using real food. But hey, it's going to dry up in the epoxy and give it that realistic look. And then I'm just going to take my stick. It's already really starting to thicken up, so you kind of just want to mix it around and get that goopy look. Oh my god, it smells so good. I can smell the chili. And then you're just gonna mix this around until however you want it to look, you guys. It's really easy. And I'm all about the extra tahini, so I will definitely pour, oops, extra on that one. And then I'm not going to use all this because I will take some of this extra fake chamoy sauce and then I will drizzle some of it on top when I place it on my cup. So basically, you probably want to do this mixture when it's cured for 24 hours. Hold on, let me grab some alcohol here because I'm like itching like crazy. And you just want to wait till it cures because you're going to want to place this on top of your cup here, but you don't want to place it while it's still curing because this is a little bit, it does have some weight to it. So if you put your little chunks of mango on there, it's just going to sink down to the bottom. So you want to make sure you have a solid surface to work on, okay? So I'm pretty happy with this. This looks like, can I just like, I just want to eat it. Like this totally, I freaking love this. It looks so good. So that's, you just kind of want to give it like a little bit of like a, you know, make it look realistic. You can add more tahini. You don't even have to add the chili powder, you guys. It's completely up to you. So just to kind of see how it looks, right? So then you're letting this cure, right? This over here. And I already have one made. So it totally looks realistic. It's so freaking good. So now that it's cured, okay, literally all you're going to do is you're going to take your mango mixture and you're just going to start placing it on top. And you're going to want to create a dome. Oops. You definitely make sure you take safety precautionary measures, wear gloves and stuff like that. In this case, I don't. I'm not the smartest bulb in the, I'm not the brightest bulb in the bunch. It's really hard for me to work with gloves. I know it's not an excuse, but it is for me. You just want to create a dome. So now that you have like all your little mango pieces, did I say that expression right? I'm not the brightest bulb in the bunch. I don't even know if I said it right, but I'm sure you guys get the idea. So literally, you just want to create a dome and just kind of push it around until however your little happy heart desires on what you want your mangonada to look like. Okay? I'm kind of happy. Oh, look at that like extra spicy chunk right there. Oh my god. That would be like the last piece I would eat if this was real. Okay? And then what I like to do here is I will sprinkle a little bit. No, I'm sorry. Wrong thing. I'm going to take my little bit of extra that I have here. And then I'm just going to drizzle it just lightly. It may not drizzle well because it's really starting to thicken up. And if it gets a little chunky, that's all right. If it gets all goopy and a little extra fake chamoy sauce, I'm all for it. I am all for it. You're just gonna kind of garnish it, you know. This little concoction of chamoy sauce also looks like realistic cherry sauce too, you guys. So this is definitely universal. Okay, and then now that whenever you feel like you've added, then you're just going to sprinkle a little bit of chamoy sauce. I mean chamoy sauce, tahini, if you want. Just to give it a little bit of a more of a realistic look. You got it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and then when it comes down to your, typically with Mangonadas, they give you like a little tamarindo stick. Like a dork, I totally forgot to grab the color clay that would match a tamarindo stick. So if you want to do a tamarindo stick, you will have to let me go grab a straw, sorry. Where's my straws? So there's going to be several ways you could do it. I just didn't demonstrate in this just because I was going to try to keep it short and simple. But typically what I would do with this is I would spray paint this yellow. Use spray paint. And then you would grab your colored like tamarindo clay. And then you're just going to pretty much grab your clay and then you're just going to roll it. And then you're just going to wrap it around and create it. You know, but actually you want to start from like here up. So you're only going to do a little bit. Like you would only do like not like a ½ inch, right? And then you're going to stick it into your epoxy while it's like really thickening up. So then you have a little bit. But the thing is with the dome lid, you don't have very much space to work with. So you're going to really only probably have a little bit of like a tamarindo, you know, stick showing in the dome, or you don't use the dome and then, you know, create your tamarindo stick and then stick it in there. Actually it would be tamarindo up this way. I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't confuse anybody on that. In this case, I didn't do it just because I don't have the color clay. I forgot to grab it when I grabbed the yellow clay. So if you want that tamarindo stick, that's what I would do, is just grab a clay that's the same color as a tamarindo stick, and then I would spray paint this yellow. And that's how you could do that. So when you're going to add your dome lid, you can either add it after this is completely cured, or you can add it now. And then what I typically do is I will grab my UV resin. And I will grab my silicone brush. And I'm just going to lightly apply along the brim. Apparently I can't talk and do this at the same time. Sorry, guys. And then I'm going to take my lid here. Make sure it snaps into place. And then I'm going to stick it under my UV lamp. And then that little UV resin rim thing that we just did, it's going to, once you stick it and cure it, it's going to stay closed. It won't open. It'll seal it. And that's pretty much it, you guys. That's all there is to it. Then you'll have a final looking piece like this. Then that's when you can create your own little labels and stick them on there. And that's how you make a mangonada. Now, I do have some extra epoxy. I was starting to work on this little mason jar here, and I kind of did some foam. I wanted to try to do like a root beer float thing, but I wasn't really feeling it. But I'm going to try it anyway, so let me go ahead and make this while I'm live and see what happens. So I don't know what's gonna come of it. I'm trying to look for alcohol ink. So I'm gonna use probably ginger or maybe espresso. Not, is it espresso? Sorry guys, give me a second. I'm looking for my, nope. Just what I need. Sorry. Nope. Where is my, oh goodness gracious. Okay, maybe that's just gonna have to do, maybe. Holy guacamole, I don't even know where my, I don't even know if this is the color I want. Okay, that's the color I want. Okay, so let's just go ahead. I'm going to use this up here. And I'm going to pour some Teakwood. Hopefully, okay, it's not that bad. Oh, that looks very root beer-like. Let's see what happens. I want to darken up. I definitely would like to keep the bubbles. I don't want to pop those. Hopefully they stay in when I pour it into the mason jar. Let's see what happens here. What did you use for the foam? Oh, I used puffy paint, and then I'm going to use, let me see. The faux whipped cream that we have available on our website, creepsakesshop.com. We have 10 different colors that you can use. They come in 15 milliliters. So that's what I'm going to use. And then what I used for the foam. It's puffy paint. You're just going to let this sit and dry for 24 hours. I don't know if I'm feeling this color. Let's add a little bit of ginger. Let's see what happens when you add some ginger. I should have probably just used the ginger. Who knows? Okay, I'm just going to pour it in. I'm just going to pour it in and see what happens. Well, I know what's going to happen. It's just going to fill up. The mason jars we do have available on our website as well. They're $1.25 each, or you can get 10 for $10, which makes them $1 a piece. The puffy paint, we have a crafter starter pack of all 10 colors, and that's $10 as well, or they're $1.25 each color. Okay, so this is done. I'm just going to toss this. And kind of have like a little root beer float type of thing. And then what I would do is I would let this settle, and then I would probably fill it more to the brim here. Just so I have more of something like a steady, you know what? I think what I'm going to do. Oh, you will be able to see it. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, my allergies are like kicking up today. And then a little root beer float. What I would like to do is I want to create more bubbles. So I would stir the heck out of this to give it that soda realistic look. I don't know, just playing around, experimenting. Then I would just let that sit. Let it sit, let it cure. Because if I pour this in now, it might just sink. Hi, Brandy. I hate I missed so much. Gonna have to replay the beginning. Yes, Holly, I'll leave it up. I'll definitely leave this up. Okay? And then you're just going to take your puffy paint. See, in this case, it's just going to sink to the bottom. So that's why it's important that you let this cure. And then you want to work with your whipped creams, the caulking that some people like to use for whipped cream. You want to let this cure because it's just going to sink. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix that in. Actually, it kind of looks like almost like if it's ice cream. I may just leave it. I wonder what happens if... But I want to push it down because root beer floats do tend to get a little creamy, right? I don't know what's happening. I'm just experimenting. Well, you're not going to see much. Oh, a little bit if you stir it. Ooh, it looks kind of... Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm leaving it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it, Lisa. Leave it alone. Because if I keep messing with it, it's just going to freaking... Okay, don't touch it. Leave it alone. Look, it's starting to look like creamy. Okay, I'm going to let this cure, and then once this cures, I'm going to add my faux whipped cream, and then I'll take a picture, and then I'll share it with you guys. So I had a little bit of extra epoxy, and I just wanted to create like a root beer float looking thing and have it overflow. So yeah, push it down some. Yeah, I did. Look, now it looks all creamy. Yum. I was going to say it looks like some ice cream sunk. Yeah, it did. But I know if I like created like a little batch of ice cream, then I wouldn't be able, but I want it like overflowing. So I definitely want to create some kind of a top, you know? But yeah, so I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't want to touch it anymore because I'll ruin it. And that's pretty much it, you guys. So I showed you how to make a mangonada. We messed around with the little mason jar cups and wanted to make a little root beer floats. So yeah, I hope this helps on how to make a little mangonada. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Don't forget we have the 10% off, $50 or more right now happening. We have everything in stock. We got new charms in. And we only have like 30 puffy heart keychains, do-it-yourself glitter floating puffy heart keychains left. And we have tons of whipped cream, fake whipped cream, different colors. We do have the mini keychains as well as the mini jars, mason jars that you can make like the iced teas and stuff as well. So I hope this helps. Thank you guys for so much. Wow, I can't say, I need to go eat something. Thank you guys so much for coming on and watching the live feed. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. Until then, I will see you guys soon. Happy crafting, guys. Bye.